What's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully, you guys having a great weekend so far. In today's video, we're going to go over some announcements here from Plarium in regards to a event in the next couple of days. And I also want to share with you guys some easy tips here on how to get free points in these type of events moving forward. It might be too late for you guys to apply them for this event, but for future events, you guys should keep this in mind so you guys can get some easy points. All right, so let's jump into this announcement here. Here we go. Hey, y'all. Next Tuesday, July 21st, we're planning to launch a Awakening boost, giving you a 2x chance to summon 5-star and 6-star perfect souls from Immortal soulstones. All right. And then this is going to only apply for the souls rank, which is pretty standard stuff. And this event will last 3 days. Cool. So we got a boost on Immortal Soulstones. That's going to be the medium ones here. We had a boost on the Immortal Soulstone about 7 weeks ago. And then prior to that, it was about 2 months. So they seem to have somewhat of a regular rotation where we're going to get these boosted Immortal Soulstone events roughly every 2 months. You can see here, I saved up 9 Immortal Soulstones on my account over that span of time, so roughly about 7 weeks or so. Both accounts have the same amount of Immortal Soulstones, and this is from basically all areas in the game where they are available. I always go for them. And they definitely been popping up a little bit more frequently in just more events. Now, also keep in mind that we do have access to these Immortal Soulstones by spending the gold coins. You can kind of see here on my alt account, I got 65 of these in the bank, so I can use them at any time. I like to keep them in coin form just in case I need to buy souls and stuff from the soul merchant. Occasionally that will happen. And I've been building a couple champs through the lower ranks. So I have been using some of the gold coins here a little bit, basically to buy the immortal essences. Sorry. All right, so we know what kind of an event is going to be happening on Tuesday. Occasionally, Plarium will be dropping news announcements on the weekend, so you guys are wanting to keep up with all of the latest updates, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button so you guys don't miss a beat on the news. Let's jump in and take a look at the Plarium Play calendar here. Now, there is going to be a couple things of note. So first up, we do have the Summon Pool event. So there is going to be a Prism event happening next week. This generally means that there's going to be opportunity to pick up some Prism crystals in some kind of event. Now, with a boosted rate on the Immortal Soulstones here, you're always wondering, okay, is there going to be some other event attached to this boosted rate, or will I be pulling these soulstones without any kind of event attached to it, which is of course not ideal. So now that we see that there's a summon pool event, it's possible and very likely, I think, that there's probably going to be a soul chase tournament happening at the same time with probably a prism crystal reward in that soul chase. This is very common, and having that event, a chase event, happening alongside a boosted immortal soulstone event, that just gives you some additional value. Usually there's a void shard there also at 675 points, I think. So pulling immortal soulstones with boosted rates, trying to go for a void shard, prism crystal, whatever, you're going to get some additional goodies out of it if you guys are planning to pull your immortal soulstones. Keep in mind that there's also going to be a gear ascension tournament happening alongside this with a first reward or top reward of a immortal soulstone. It's usually at 3,500 points, which to me, based on anecdotal evidence, it works out to about 2,500 energy, farming the highest levels of Shogun or Sand Devil. Personally speaking, I find the Sand Devil turn tack much cheaper than going for these Gear Ascension tournaments, mainly because I have a really fast Sand Devil team, as opposed to, Gear Ascension, which is based on RNG and the quality of your drops. So with that being said, that I will speculate that there's probably going to be a Soul Chase tournament that's going to be happening alongside somewhere in the middle or the beginning of this week alongside this boosted event for the Immortal Soulstone. Let's touch upon who should actually pull for this event. So first up, Immortal Soulstones are great at using as kind of resource towards a guarantee champion, right? So recently we just had Talena, which was this stereotypical, deck of fate that you save up for, and it had soulstones and a training component. So if you guys weren't prepared and pulling and saving soulstones for Talena's guaranteed deck of fate, then you guys would have had to do a lot of training. It's just kind of unreasonable. So a lot of people like to save these soulstones for those type of events. And of course, that's a very viable strategy. So if you're in that camp where you're kind of on the fence with resources for guaranteed champions, saving up these resources like mortal soulstones, immortal soulstones, obviously eternal soulstones, you want to save those for guaranteed events instead of opting for these boosted type of events where it's ultimately a gamble, right? Whereas with guaranteed events like Deck of Fate and stuff like that, you know exactly what you're going to get at the end, and it's going to be a champion. Of course, we're gambling on the quality of the champion prize that we're going to be getting, but it seems like Plarium at least offers up half decent guaranteed champions. You just have to be a really strong saver of these resources so that you can wait for the opportune moment so that you can use them during those guaranteed champion events instead of gambling them off during these boosted rate events. Small sweeteners here that Plarium added into the game. They went from 8x to 10x on some of these wish list champions. Honestly, this is a completely negligible change. Getting any of these wish list champions are going to be very, very difficult. Now, I get the question a lot whether the strategy is correct to save resources to buy souls in the shop or to buy stones and gamble them off during this type of gambling event. Now, the only type of situation where I would advocate buying stones is if you are a very end game account, you can acquire resources very quickly and handle any kind of guaranteed event without any issue, or if you're a big spender in this game. Now, personally speaking, like I said, I've saved all my resources. I never max this all the way out because I like to keep resources ready to buy any kind of souls that I need or that I'm building up. And that has been my strategy basically for the last 3 years. Now, my strategy has shifted a little bit, considering that I have gotten most of the souls on most of my key champions. This is my alt account, by the way. So I'm finding less situations where I'm actually buying souls in the shop and I'm just kind of accumulating resources. But in the beginning, I highly recommend that you actually save up your essences so that you can buy the proper souls for some key champions on your roster that you definitely want to commit into. For example, somebody like Marius, right? For example, your key lockout champion like Fabian, Talena, or whatever. For example, your key support champions, right? So in that case, you really want to target those key champions. Make sure you save up enough resources, your essences, so that you can commit to those champions and invest in those champions, as opposed to just buying stones and gambling them off in this 2x event. So if you're still working through this game, still progressing through this game, I would kind of advise focusing on, for sure investments and then just buying the essences and just building up the souls in the long way. For me personally, I'm probably going to pull a couple of these Immortal Soulstones just to test my luck with the 2x boosted rates, mainly because I'm an endgame account. These resources I can acquire pretty quickly, and I'm not worried about guaranteed Deck of Fates because I can handle them regardless if I have Soulstones or not. That's my own account. Of course, you guys weigh your own progression and make a clear game plan based on your own account's needs. Now, let's go over a couple of quick pointers here for some free points during an event like this, where I'm speculating that a soul chase tournament is probably going to happen. This is a good event because it allows you to kind of cash in on some free things in the game if you guys prepare properly. So first up, unfortunately, the Valerian chase isn't going to land on any free souls, right? Not going to land on any of the split souls for the potential soulstone chase event. If you did land on if the soul rewards did land on that chase event, you guys can collect the split souls and get some additional points for chase events. If I had these souls already activated, you guys can preserve these souls and not collect them by using the letter R trick. So all you have to do is click the letter R and it will take you into this shop. And then you just have to navigate to another area of the game, for example, like Classic Arena, and then X your way out to the Bastion. And you would have been able to save your souls, right? So if you guys can save these souls, basically go through the milestones, complete the milestones, do all your daily objectives, and then complete the milestones. But don't collect it, right? Don't collect it by pressing the letter R on your PC, and it'll take you to another place in the game. And that allows you to preserve the soul, and you guys can wait for a event like this, a soulstone chase event, and then collect it during the soulstone chase event, and you guys can get some free points there. It's a really easy trick to kind of do. It's harder on mobile because occasionally you're gonna fat finger and stuff like that. On mobile, once you hit the splash screen, you have to activate airplane mode and then basically just get out of this screen. Make sure you hit the Bastion. Don't click retry when the pop-up comes. Click continue, and then once you hit the Bastion, you guys can reactivate your Wi-Fi and take off airplane mode, and then you guys are safe from the auto pull feature when you guys are in this screen. But just something to keep in mind that these kind of logging champions, when they offer the souls, this is easy points for things like soul chase tournaments. Here's another thing that I wanted to bring up to your attention, guys. So in Curse City, if you guys are still working on areas like Carnage and Carnage's soul, you guys should be aware that Carnage's soul actually shows up in this cursed chest in the hard difficulty mode, right? So you can kind of see here we're at the Curse City chest. Your final reward is going to be Carnage. If you have Carnage, after you get the Carnage, you have the possibility of getting his souls from these cursed chest rewards. So there's no real time limit to collecting these chest rewards. Obviously, I collect them before the end of the month. I don't really want to take the gamble of them not going to my inbox. I'm not sure if they go to your inbox, but you guys can let me know in the comments below if you guys ever had a cursed chest go to your inbox. But personally speaking, I've never taken that chance. But you guys can see that the Carnage's soul actually shows up in this cursed chest. So if you guys have Carnage and you guys are just working through these cursed chest rewards, there's a possibility that Carnage will show up in this chest. So what you want to do is basically don't collect this chest until you absolutely have to, which is the end of the month. Or when a soul chase tournament shows up, and then you guys can get some free points there. And Carnage's soul is a mythical soul, right? So you're gonna get a good chunk of free points towards this soul chase event. Same applies for CBC. So if you want to pull this chest during CBC and take a shot again Carnage's soul, that's going to be some free points there. Personally speaking, I already have Carnage's 6-star soul, so I'm not going to get any souls out of this chest. It's not a big deal for me. Now, in the same kind of thought process from the Grim Forest, there is a chance that you guys will be getting a Naxia's soul from the treasure chest in the Grim Forest. So in the same kind of thought process, make sure you guys hold on to this treasure hunt chest and collect them during soul chase events or CBC. And it's going to give you guys basically free points just by delaying the open on these chests. There's no real rush to open these chests otherwise, because unless you're really pushing content and you really require the soul on this specific champion, why not just hold on to it? It doesn't hurt you to hold on to it and wait for either a soul chase tournament or a CBC, and you guys can get some additional value if you guys get lucky with the soul that pops out. You can see here I'm working on the final charm to get the treasure hunt chest from hard difficulty. Once I get it, I'm going to open it during the soul chase tournament, and then hopefully we'll get some additional points from there by getting a soul. All right, guys, hopefully those key reminders there will help you guys out and get some free points for these type of events. Like I said, I'm going to speculate that there's going to be a soul chase tournament happening at the beginning of the week, alongside this boosted event for the Immortal Soulstone, most likely having a Prism Crystal reward there. Is that enough to make you guys pull your Immortal Soulstones with the boosted rate? I think for most people are probably going to sit on the stones and just wait for like guaranteed events. I don't mind that strategy at all, especially if you're just progressing through the game. Now, keep in mind, Soulstones do give mythical souls, and mythical souls can only be acquired through Soulstones. So if you have a bunch of mythical champions, then yes, you're going to need to pull stones to try to get souls for them, unfortunately. But I would say this event is not for everybody. And as we noticed that these events do happen on rotation, approximately 7 to 8 weeks. So these events will happen again. No real rush to jump into this one. Make sure you assess your account progress. Do what's best for your own account. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it was good information for you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think and what you guys are going to do. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video.